Judge cranks one. Deep left field. A grand slam.
Bases loaded. Hits the stand. Swung on. And drilled deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
Lost. You're not going to hit the ball. You're going to swing and miss. Now it's Jasson. High drive. Right field. Goodbye.
Hello and welcome to the 16th Vinny Talk Sinks. I'm your host Vincent LaRose, and with the 16th episode, it officially means we've hit 4 months straight. One episode every single week, hasn't stopped yet. I want to thank everybody who has been following, whether this be your first episode, whether it be your fifth, or whether you've been here since the very first. I appreciate every single one of you, and let's just get right into it. So, I am recording this before the Yankees game today. Today's the 11th, May 11th. This is right before their last game against the Athletics. So, we'll start from the Padres series. So, good series overall. We take 2 out of 3. Really should have taken every game. Should have been able to sweep the Padres, but Devin Williams did what Devin Williams does best, and that's blow a save. But redeems himself in Game 3, holding the Padres to no runs with the Ghost Man on second, the Manfred man on second, at the top of the 10th of Game 3, where J.C. Escarra would eventually get his first walk-off hit for the Yankees, and it led to a Yankees 4-3 win and overall series win 2-3. 2 out of 3 games. So Thursday, it was a Yankees off day. They flew from New York to the West Coast, which I'm sure they loved, as it has been not. It's nice now, but it was not a nice week to start the game. Not a nice week weather-wise. Monday's game was delayed. They thought it was going to be postponed. Eventually, they got it in, had another delay, and Tuesday's game was also delayed. Wednesday's game was the only game that was played, and it was still raining. So, not the best week in New York for baseball. But so we head into Oakland. Like I said, I'm recording this before Game 3. I don't like recording too late. I want to get it out early, be able to edit it and upload it. But so Yankees take Game 1. Jasson Domiguez, game of his career. Wow, 3 home runs, 2 solo shots and a grand slam, hitting 2 from the left side, 1 from the right. Just really looking like he's getting more comfortable at the plate. He's taking better at bats, and he's just looking better overall. The defense still isn't where you'd like it to be, but he's still playing very well. And I think as of now, in my opinion, he's earned a spot over Cody Bellinger in the everyday lineup, because Cody's not hitting right now, and Dominguez has shown us that repetition is going to bring success with him, and it has. So even getting the home run off the right-hander, I know yesterday, J.P. Sears, ex-Yankee, he didn't get a hit off him, but improvements. We're seeing improvements, and I like that. I don't want to see Jasson Domiguez as a DH. If that's the case, keep Judge as a DH. Let Judge, get the days off his legs. He's gonna play probably 155 out of 162 as long as there's no injuries. So I don't see a reason to give Jasson Domiguez the DH spot. Just let Judge get the DH. Throw the outfield however you have to throw it. I know they did it in yesterday's game. It worked fine. But Game 2, although we did lose, Judge hits another 2 home runs, reclaiming the not the American League, the MLB home run leader. Probably not gonna let up for the rest of the way, honestly. Judge is just an amazing player, but we do end up losing that game. Bullpen does not fare well against the Athletics. I know a lot of people were kind of expecting. I don't think a lot of Yankees fans were really paying attention to how good the Athletics actually are. They have one of the best offenses in baseball. They're an above 500 team, and I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up getting a wild card spot with how bad the AL East is this year, and unlikely. Only probably the Yankees are going to win the division, and nobody else is going to even reach. So, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the playoffs this year. Their team looks very good. They're a bunch of young, talented players, and I'm not too upset with the Yankees losing 1 game. I'd be very upset if they lost today, as this is still a young team, and the Yankees should beat them, but we shall see. I know today the start. I think it's like a combination of Yarbrough. I don't know if he's gonna actually start the game or if he's gonna follow an opener. I know yesterday when they were asking Aaron Boone, he said some form of Yarbrough. And yes, he is getting the start today. So expect him to go maybe 4 or 5 innings, probably max out at 75 pitches. They're still trying to work him back up after releasing Carrasco, which I'll get into in a minute. But yeah, that's it for today. For the today's game wise. So we'll get right into the injured list. I'm sorry. So DJ LeMahieu is a hot topic as of right now. He's likely going to join us in either the Mariners series or I believe we come back to the Bronx to play. I'm not 100% sure who we're playing, but LeMahieu is expected to come off the IL within the next couple of days. They wanted to get 2 more rehab games under his belt. I'm not sure if he played yesterday. Maybe not. And if he did today, it would be his last game. So that tells me more than likely he's joining us in the Seattle series. So roster-wise, this puts the Yankees in a, in my opinion, not a tough spot, but they like to say a tough spot. They're going to probably have to release somebody. You could option Vivas back down to to AAA or AA. I'm not 100% sure where he was. Probably AAA, but he would be burning another one of his options, which you're probably not going to want to do until Jazz gets off the IL because LeMahieu is, he gets hurt. So I don't see them optioning Jorbit and blowing one of his options in this situation when you have one of the most unproductive players on the bench right now, Pablo Reyes, and no shame to Pablo Reyes, man. I'm sorry, just hasn't worked out. Truthfully, his defense has been bad, and his bat has been no better. So, I honestly see them designating Jorbit Vivas for assignment, bringing DJ LeMahieu off of the IL, keeping Jorbit up, and continuing to roll like that until Stanton comes back, and Stanton's gonna be really weird. Stanton's still got a month probably, so we'll see. Anybody could get hurt in that time, but that's what I see. That's what I personally see happening. Another roster move they made, as I said before, Yankees officially cut ties with Carlos Carrasco. It was a cool story. I really wish it would have worked out, man. It's just it wasn't working. He needs to be a corner. He needs to hit his spots. I mean, David Cohen said it over the broadcast, where you get to the point in your career where you're not going to overpower anybody anymore, and you're not gonna blow a 100-mile-per-hour fastball by anybody. So you got to hit your spots. You got to hit your corners, and Carrasco simply was not doing so. He had just under a 6 ERA. It just didn't work out, unfortunately. I hope the best for him. I hope maybe he finds a spot somewhere just to get something going. I know the Orioles need pitching because their pitching is horrendous. But anyways, so good luck to Carrasco. It was nice to see. Pablo Reyes, you will not be getting this farewell. You were atrocious and a waste of a roster spot, honestly. But so the Yankees move in that direction. Some other things like Heel is continuing his throwing program. Everything's going well there. And, honestly, that's pretty much it. Other than Loizica is continuing to make rehab appearances. And I believe they said by the end of this month, so we should get him in the next 2 weeks or so. So that'll be a really nice bolster to the bullpen with Devin Williams' struggles. And hopefully Fernando Cruz's struggles last night or yesterday afternoon were just a fluke. And we shall see. But that's pretty much the update to this point. So I want to get into a little bit of the roster construction and just the way we're building the roster right now. So we're gonna need to trade for somebody, man. Honestly, as we can see, we're all watching the games. This third base situation is really not working out. Cabrera started off hot, just has been ice cold. Peraza's, I know Peraza hasn't gotten a lot of time and gotten a lot of opportunity to prove himself, but in his chances really has not performed and has not looked great. Cabrera, the one thing I said coming into the season about Peraza and Cabrera was that at least I know our third base defense will be locked down and secure. And Cabrera has not really been great at third base. I feel like he's not made a lot of plays that I've been normal, that has been normal but for me to watch him make. And he's made a couple errors, man. So I know I don't think this is personally gonna happen, but back to the Nolan Arenado stuff. I don't think Arenado's gonna happen, and I was truthfully very against it at first, but as Paul Goldschmidt has come in and he's continued to get better. I know Arenado is not showing like the signs of it. Goldschmidt, at least at the end of last year, was getting on pace and getting back to his normal self. But I don't think it would be a bad idea to bring a guy like Arenado in. Maybe get him a change of scenery, get him out of the Cardinals have been very mediocre for the past couple of seasons, and bringing him in and giving him an opportunity to revive his career in a sense and put him on a winning team. So I don't personally see it happening because of the money, but just to throw it out there, because I really think this third base situation is tough. Who knows? They might be testing the waters with LeMahieu. Maybe LeMahieu can get on track. You just have that hole at third base for a little bit, and then you get you bring Jazz back, and then hopefully he can pick up a little bit, and then you don't have an issue. But I don't personally see that happening. I see LeMahieu being very mediocre, nothing more than a 230 hitter with not a lot of power. So I don't know where you go from this. I mean, the Yankees were hammered. I mean, I wasn't really one to say, but a lot of people were hammering down to the Yankees that they needed to get a third baseman and lock up that third baseman position. I mean, I know they were shying away from Bregman because of the holes in his swing and the not a great matchup in Yankee Stadium. But right now, I'm sure you'd love to have that guy right now, because our third base position, it's not been great, man. I mean, I know Cabrera's still hitting maybe 250 something, but like I said, he's just been ice cold for the past couple of weeks now, and it's not looking better. But another thing I wanted to mention too is our defense looks really bad, man. We were supposed to be like, I'm not sure what the numbers say. This is just me from the eye test, just watching. It's a lot of errors, a lot of rushed plays, just doesn't really look great. I mean, unless Fried's on the mound, but the defense has to be cleaned up a little bit. Going into the season, everybody remembers what happened in Game 5 of the World Series last year. Going into the season, it was a big effort, and a big part of the offseason was to make the defense better and to continue to improve the defense. And, we thought we did so. But throwing Domiguez out in left field, having the third base situation has been sticky. Even the second base isn't. They haven't made a lot of errors, but they haven't been great. The other day we watched a pop-off just drop in the middle of the infield, right in front of Carlos Rodon. They need to work on it a little bit, as I would say. The defense has to improve, and it's going to be a big factor in a lot of games. So I know, as I want Dominguez more playing time. I know he's not a great defender. I know Bellinger is a better defender, but you give and take here or there. I'm just talking about more of our infield defense, man. Volpe, you're still only hitting 230 something. I was a big praiser of Volpe, as most Yankees fans are. I personally thought this was his time, and this is the year he'd really show us great improvement. But you can't make errors and hit 230. Making a crucial error yesterday just didn't help, and it's not great. As I said, Cabrera, I've watched 2 games solely be lost on throwing errors from him, and it needs to improve, man. It's like the coaching staff confuses me here, because I feel like we're focusing on the wrong points. It's like we're one of the best offensive teams in baseball to this point. We have the 2 highest hitting average guys in the AL with Aaron Judge and Paul Goldschmidt. Dominguez is starting to heat up. Rice and Grisham have been doing their thing, and the bottom of the lineup picks and chooses when they want to decide to show up. Usually when we're already winning by 10 runs, but we have one of the better offenses in baseball. Our pitching has honestly been very good to this point. A lot better than most would have thought. Facing the adversity they've had to face to this point. But Fried has been amazing. Rodon is, I know not a great start for Rodon yesterday, but before that was pitching quite well. Warren had a career start. And, kudos to him, man, because I was out on him personally, but it's really nice to see. Even Yarbrough has been good for the Yankees, and then the guys who have just spot started here and there haven't been too bad. I know Schmidt needs to pick it up a little bit. Hasn't been, a Schmidt level that we liked last year, but he's starting each start. Take out the Cleveland start, but each start he's continued to improve and he looks better. I know he's building his strength back. He didn't really get a spring training, only a part of one technically, so we shall see. The bullpen has been mostly good, a couple flukes here and there. Devin Williams has been really bad, but like Cruz with a little fluke yesterday. I know Hamilton hasn't been great to start the season, a lot of walks, but Weaver finally gave up his first runs. The defense needs to tighten up. We need. I wish we had like a Ron Washington type guy to like every single day. Someone needs to be out there working on these guys' footwork, hitting ground balls repeatedly over and over and over and over and over again. Because from like a blind, like if you're watching from an outsider's point of view, you don't really think it's that bad. I don't think the numbers are too bad on them, but when you watch every game in depth and you're paying attention to every single game, you can see something's just off. You can see the amount of errors, the amount of routine plays that are messed up, the amount of throwing errors we have. It's nice to have a guy like Goldschmidt, as we had we had Rizzo for a couple years there, where you have a really locked down first baseman where you can make a poor throw, but like when you're throwing it 30 feet over his head, the guy's not 30 feet tall. There's nothing he can do. So that needs to improve a little bit more. I just don't want to be worried and like when a ball's hit in the infield, like please make the play, please make the play, please make the play. So every time the ball is hit to Cabrera, I'm like, please don't throw it away. Do I have the right to do that? Probably not. He's only made 2 throwing errors, but you get that fear in you, especially in important moments in the game. So we'll see. It's just the fundamentals of baseball. I feel like the Yankees need to really work on. Yesterday, Volpe trying to tag up with one out. What are you doing, man? To go to third, you get thrown out of third and make the last out of the inning. Just come on, man. You're better than that. I know you're better than that. You're a great base runner, man. And like mistakes like that is what I know. Eventually, at the end of the day, it didn't really matter. We still lost 11-7, so we still lost by 4 runs. But like, that kills momentum, man. You can't do that. You never know. We're one of the better teams in baseball with scoring runs with 2 outs. So to do that in that moment, to get thrown out, I know in the back of your head, I know Volpe's a very smart player, and I know he knows what's going on. You have I'm sorry, I completely forgot his name. In left field for the Athletics. I'll look him up right now because it's going to bother me. He's actually been very good to this point this year. But you have... what's his name? I'm sorry. This is going to bother me if I don't look at it. Soderstrom. So I know at the end of the day, Soderstrom is not a good defensive player. Does not have a great arm. He didn't get moved into left field until Athletics called up Nick Kurtz. So he was originally the first baseman. So I get that, and I'm sure in the back of his head he knows that, but he got thrown out. At the end of the day, he got thrown out and just making a poor base running decision. So, even I believe it was against the Padres. I'm not 100% sure. With Cabrera, you just need to get a bunt down and popping it up right back to the pitcher. I just feel like guys in the minor league system have come out and said about the Yankees that they do not work on the fundamentals of baseball. They aren't on top of making sure everybody's footwork is precise 100%. The base running is not worked on. I know these guys are in the MLB, and I know they should know these things, but I feel like sometimes it wouldn't be a bad reminder, because sometimes I feel like we make stupid plays, stupid errors, just brain farts, I would say, and just ruin the momentum of an inning. help the momentum for another team by giving up, making a silly error, just making a bad throw, not playing a ball correctly. And I know it's not going to be 100% every single time. I get it, things happen, especially in Oakland. I will give that to Volpe. They were saying on the broadcast later, the ball chops, man. If you hit the ball hard into the ground, it will chop, and it's a tough infield to play, because again, it's a minor league stadium. So. But even another example, like Grisham's a great center fielder, man. He just looked lost yesterday. I know they're playing in a minor league stadium. You don't have that third deck like most stadiums do. So the ball does travel a little bit more. And we saw that with Aaron Judge's second home run yesterday, where I thought it was a home run, but I thought it was going to be like maybe 410 to dead center, just getting a couple feet over the wall. Ended up going 433 feet, hitting off the batter's eye. So I know the ball travels out there more. It just looked a little bit off. It looked like he lost it in the sun. Almost the play at the wall yesterday where he kind of like jogged. He jogged to the wall, jumped, and then completely missed the ball, forcing Dominguez to dead sprint to go try to grab the ball, which ended up giving a run. We got killed by Shea Langoliers yesterday afternoon, but we're playing consistent baseball, which is really what I'm asked for. We're beating the good teams, okay? And at the end of the day, even if you do lose to the good teams or lose to the bad teams, you need to win to them. You need to beat the bad teams, don't get me wrong. But when you beat the good teams, you know deep down inside that you're meant to be there. Come postseason time, you know you can win, and confidence helps. Confidence is key, and confidence brings a lot of success. So as long as we can continue to beat good teams like the Padres, I really hope we can beat the Athletics today, and move on to Seattle, beat a team like Seattle in that horrendous hitter's ballpark. So I don't expect a lot of runs to be scored. I'd be quite surprised, but keep on improving, and I just feel like the fundamentals need to be worked on a little bit more. But not so negative anymore. Like I said before, Jasson Domiguez. What a game for him. 7 RBIs, 3 home runs, a sac fly. Made actually a pretty nice play in left field, which I was quite surprised. I thought he was going to miss it. It was a ball a little over his head. I don't remember whether that be the 3 home run game or whether that be yesterday's game. So, but that's all I got for today. So, go Yankees. Hopefully we can get a win out today and get a series win. I know we have Seattle, and then we come back home. I know we have Thursdays, another off day, and I believe we play. Who do we play? We're going into the Subway Series, so we'll see how that goes. The Mets are a very good team, so hopefully we can get a series win out of that. But that's all I got for today. So thank you for watching. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and go Yankees.